When we talk about traditional system development versus web-based development, web-based system development, talking about the web-based development first, talking about traditional development first. When we talk about the traditional development, system design will be influenced by compatibility issues. And then they are designed to run on local and wide area company networks. So that means you may have to set up the LAN or WAN for that company so that this kind of system can be run on, because you set up a server in there. Once the company has, like, let's say 100 computers spanned in different buildings, you have to make sure that those computers in different buildings can just like access to this system. The system often utilize internet links and resources, but web-based features are treated as enhancements rather than core elements of the design. At that point of time, the traditional development, normally they don't use the internet. When they have to use internet, they may provide some links for you to external information only. That is not the core of the design. The core of the design use just like the server in that company to just like to have like that system inside. While the web-based development is different, the web-based development systems, information systems are developed and delivered as internet-based frameworks such as .NET or WebSphere. Although there is major trend toward web-based architecture, many firms are still rely on traditional systems. It depends, because some systems or some information systems are not ready to become the web-based architecture. They may still use just like the mode that is text-based only. That is possible. For example, if you just like go to 7-Eleven, if you just go to 7-Eleven, on the cashier, the cashier machine, we call it as POS or point of sale system. They are not web-based. That one, even they are like fully the full color on their registration system or the cashier system there, but they have to use like the text-based only. So because they think that they don't want to just like send this kind of information over the internet, they're not ready yet, because they have to think about the security a lot. So that's why they still rely on traditional systems that are just like the traditional one that needs the server inside the organization. Apart from that one, when we talk about Web 2.0 and cloud computing, Web 2.0 is the standard. It's a platform that just like have the users to get the interactive experience by just having the things like wikis and blogs and social networking applications. And you can see that right now, most of the websites, they also furnish with the social networking capability. So that means if you would like to share to other people, for this page, you just click on the social network link, and then it just like copy the link for you, and then you can just like share to other people straight away. While cloud computing, it could bring enormous computing power to business and personal internet users. So what does it mean? You can see that right now, most of the organizations around the world, they use the idea that is called, bring your own device, or BYOD, BYOD, or bring your own device. That means most of the people will have to bring their own computers or computing device to the company. For example, in MUIC as well, in the past, students had to go to the computer lab to access to the internet, or to print their work, to print their homework. They had to just like use the computer lab computer in order to just like access to the internet. And if they have their assignment, they just like send an email to themselves นะครับ from home นะครับ when they come to MUIC, the things that they had to do is that they log in into their email account and download those files and then print their work by using MUIC's computer labs and its printer. But right now everything is changed. You can see that most of the students bring their own computers. They can access to the internet straight away without coming to the computer lab. The things that they do is that if they want to print their works, okay, right now we still have to use just like something a bit that is a bit more difficult than just like using all internet based. So you use your computer, access to the share drive that you have, download the file to the flash drive, and then just insert your flash drive into the printer and print it straight away, something like that. So that one, okay, you can see that it is more convenient than in the past. And you can see that right now, 99% of ajahns or lecturers in MUIC, we use our own computers. So that means if you go to see their office, for example, for all of our CS ajahns, if you go to our office, none of us has MUIC's desktop computer. We just bring our own laptop. And then in the past, we had to plug into the LAN cable, but right now, no need. We just like use and print everything wirelessly. So these kind of things, okay, you can see that even some software, we use the cloud computing as well to manage. So it could bring enormous computing power because instead of using the computer of the company or of the organization, you can see that if we have like 1,000 people in the organization, it is impossible for us to replace 1,000 computers in every 3 or 4 years. So that means for the old computer, if you would like to calculate something, it will be very slow. But if you use cloud computing, the computing power is on the internet. You just send your file, upload your file to the cloud server, and then let the cloud server to just like calculate anything for you. So and then send the result back to you. It's a lot faster than in the past, where we had to rely on the computer that we use. The next one, when we talk about the outsourcing is one kind of development option that you may think about. If you are not ready to have the internal people or internal IT people to develop the information system, you may consider of the outsourcing. The growth of outsourcing, we say that, okay, a firm that offers outsourcing solution is called a service provider. For example, we may talk about the software house, or we may talk about the consulting company. Okay, these firms, okay, are service provider. Some of them are application service provider. For example, Oracle, they are application service provider. They have like this software for you, and then you can just like use that software straight away. It can be on the cloud base, or they may just like send someone to set up the server for us. Depends on what we want. And also we may have like the IBS or Internet Business Service, or managed hosting as well. That means all of the contents or all of the software are in those service providers location, and then you can just like remotely log in or connect to their servers and use in your company if you like. For example, sometimes if we say that we would like to have a software that we call enterprise software, or resource planning system. So the things that we may have to use, instead of setting up the server in our company, we just connect to the website that belongs to the service provider. And after that, you can just like use those software straight away. So the next one, when we talk about outsourcing, the things that you have to think is outsourcing fee. How much would they charge you? Normally, when we talk about outsourcing fee, it's a fixed fee model. There may be a fixed fee model. or there may be a subscription model นะครับ talk about a fixed fee model first. They charge you นะครับ by fixed amount of money based on specified level of service and user support that you want นะครับ for example they may charge by they may say that okay you just pay in flat rate $2,000 per month, something like that. This is a fixed fee model นะครับ but they say that okay on $2,000 what do you get ครับ they give you the information and after that if your company said okay it's acceptable you just like sign the contract with them, pay the money, and then you can start using the service straight away. But for the outsourcing fee, there may be another model that is called subscription model. This one is different from fixed fee because they charge you by number of users that you use the system. Right? They provide a variable fee based on number of users or computers that connect to their servers and have access to that application นะครับ so the last type of outsourcing fee นะครับ the last model of outsourcing fee is a usage model. This one they don't charge you by number of users but they charge you per transaction นะครับ they may call it as transaction model charge นะครับ they charge the transaction model the transaction model or usage model will charge you by number of transactions นะครับ or volume of transaction that you use that system นะครับ that you use that system. So there are three possible model of fees that the outsourcing can charge you นะครับ fixed fee or subscription model นะครับ or variable fee or the last one usage model or transactional model or transaction model นะครับ. So these are like three possible ways that the outsourcing company may charge you whenever you would like to use the information system that they provide. What about issues and concerns for the outsourcing? Because when you have to use outsourcing, they are not your employees. The things that you have to know is that for the mission critical IT system, this kind of system should be outsourced only if these conditions are met. Only if resource is a cost attractive. If it's too expensive, don't do the outsourcing. You just choose another choice instead. If it's reliable, that means if the company who are outsourcing company are reliable, okay, that is like one thing that you have to consider. You may use the outsourcing. But if they are not reliable, forget about it. You use other choice, might be better. Business solutions that fit the company long-term business strategies. So you have to just like check for this kind of thing before you make a decision whether you would like to use outsourcing or not. Outsourcing also can affect day-to-day company operations and can raise some concerns, especially for security. Because if you use outsourcing, that means your sensitive information of the company will have to be sent to the server outside the company as well. That is for the outsourcing. And how do you make sure that they don't steal your data, especially for the customer information? That is just like the confidential thing for your business. Or the strategy or business plan that you think. How do you make sure that the outsourcing will not steal these ideas or this plan? For the outsourcing, actually, you may have like the offshore or outsourcing. That is a possible solution as well, because actually, sometimes if we say that okay, if we use the outsourcing in our country, it might not be secure, or if you may say that okay, it might not be reliable. You may use the offshore outsourcing as well. It will be called as offshore outsourcing or global outsourcing. Normally, there are a couple of countries that we usually use for the offshore outsourcing. One thing that we have to think to choose this offshore outsourcing option is that because it's cheaper than we use the service in Thailand. For example, The offshore outsourcing, we may go to India, or we may go to China, or we may go to Philippines นะครับ depends. You have to check for the reliability of those offshore outsourcing agents นะครับ or offshore outsourcing company นะครับ Many firms are sending IT work overseas at an increasing rate นะครับ Some of the company use Thailand as the offshore outsourcing as well. For example นะครับ I'm sure that all of you have heard the company called ExxonMobil นะครับ ExxonMobil. The product that you usually see in Thailand is ESSO นะครับ the petrol นะครับ ESSO, or the engine oil like Mobil นะครับ Mobil engine oil นะครับ These are like their main products in Thailand. So they have the company in Thailand too นะครับ and many of our CS alumni นะครับ went to this company, went to ExxonMobil company นะครับ both for their internships and both for their work นะครับ not just CS alumni, but BBA alumni are also a lot in this company. So the headquarters is in Texas นะครับ US นะครับ So the things that they do is that they use the offshore outsourcing นะครับ for the IT development นะครับ to be in Thailand นะครับ Thailand is the base for the offshore outsourcing for ExxonMobil company. So that means if they plan to have the new system, they ask the IT department for ExxonMobil in Thailand to develop it and to just like monitor and then just like supervise for other companies. To supervise other branches of ExxonMobil in other countries as well, while the server is still in Texas anyway. So that means if the outsourcing, if the outsourcing needed to just like fine tune or do something with the setup of the server, they fly to Texas, something like that. This is one model that one company just think about. While some company, they do the offshore outsourcing that are the people from another company, not related to the company in here at all. Another example of the offshore outsourcing is Reuters company. Reuters company, that is the news and information provider. So this company has the offshore outsourcing that is in Thailand too. So that means when the Reuters company in other countries would like to have like some data analytics programs or systems, they just ask the office in Thailand in order to develop that kind of system for them. So the main reasons for offshore outsourcing is the same as domestic outsourcing. That is cost, lower bottom line cost. It must be cheaper, otherwise you don't choose the outsourcing for sure. Offshore outsourcing, however, it involves some unique risk and concern as well. Depends on what country that you use the outsourcing. For example, suppose you say that you just like do the offshore outsourcing in other countries that right now they are confronting with the COVID situation and their offices must be closed, something like that. So for individual programmers, they may be able to develop the program for you. But when they need to just like come as a team, in that country to just like discuss or doing anything, they have to do, the only way that they can do is that through the online ones only, something like that. And also another thing for the offshore outsourcing is about the time, is the time zone. For example, if we need to have a meeting with another outsourcing company that is located in the US, you can see that you have to just like set up the time that you may be able to meet with each other. So that is the outsourcing that you have to think. I don't say that it's not good. It's good if you can afford, but also you have to think about the risk and concerns as well. The next one, if you don't do the outsource, what are we going to do? You may use the in-house software development options instead นะครับ if you use in-house software development options นะครับ once you use your internal people in your company to have or to responsible for the software development, what choice do we choose? Make or buy นะครับ make or buy decision. Some software they have on the shelf software that you can buy it straight away. But some software, okay, they don't have any ready-made software. You have to let your team to develop by themselves. So it's a make option, okay? So it's make or buy. The choice between developing versus purchasing software, we often call it as make or buy, or build or buy decision. So the thing that the company has to do is that the first one, if you want to use in-house software development options, first one, you must have IT departments in your company. The company's IT department will make or build and develop in-house software. Or for the buy, a software package, you may buy it from a vendor or application service provider. For the buy options here, don't think that it's Microsoft Office that you buy and then you install. Normally, it's not as easy as that. The information system needs to be fine-tuned to match with your company. So what is the responsibility for your IT people? If you use the buy options, the things that they will have to do is that the first one, they have to compare and check the spec, whether it's compatible for the usage in our company or not. Second one, for fine-tuning, whether we will use our IT people to fine-tune it or to customize the software, or we may use like the people from outside, like for example, software house or consulting firms in order to just like customize those software, while our IT people will supervise or will just like collaboratively work with them. So it depends. So if you would like to have the self-developing or developing software in-house, what is the pros and cons of the in-house developing software? First one, for sure, it should be able to satisfy unique business requirements as we are different from others. If we use people from outside, they may not know the nature of our company well. Then this one, it can help satisfying unique business requirements more. Okay. Some of you asked me before that, okay, if we use in-house development, do we need to let our IT people to gather the requirement from the users? The answer is yes. You have to use IT people in order to gather the requirement. You can't develop the system without gathering the requirement. The reason is because IT people don't know everything. They don't know everything. So they have to go to talk to the users first. The users, normally they are from different departments. The IT people, they may be familiar with those users. Okay, then it will be very easy in order to just like gather the requirements. While some companies, the IT department might not know the people from like other departments that are users. But anyway, when they are the internal people, as same when they are the employees of the same company, it is easier for them to just like be familiarized with the users. So for example, some of the company has like tens of thousands of employees. IT people might be like 100 in those 10,000. It is impossible that IT people will know everything, will know every system that those departments have. That's why we have to just like set up the schedule in order to let the programmers or system analysts to just like gather the requirements from their users. Okay. So the next thing, if you use in-house developing, you may minimize changes in business procedures and policy, because we use internal people to do that. Next, we can meet the constraints of existing systems นะครับ because sometimes if you use outsourcing, the outsourcing or the software house นะครับ may want to just like discover some constraint of the existing system, but the users may just like avoid to tell those people about the constraint of the existing system. So when the new system is developed, it may not be able to cope with the problems of the old system. But if you use the internal people, they may be more comfortable to let you know what is the constraint of the current system. The next one, also apart from existing system, the existing technology is as well. For example, if we say that in our SE system, all of the things or all of information system were or has been running by using mainframe computer, that might be the old technology already. So the things that you may just like have to do if you are the internal people is that, okay, you may just like discuss with the users and the management of your company that, okay, I think for this newly implemented system, we better have, or we better use the cloud-based instead, or we better use the internal server in our company instead of using the mainframe computer, and develop internal resources and capability. Develop internal resources and capability. So that means when you use the internal people in order to develop an information system inside the company, they have more skills, and also they just like learn more things in their job. If you send them for training first before they start developing the system for the company, that would be great because you add the knowledge resource to the company as well. So these are like the benefits of just like developing in-house software. While purchasing software package is different. If some software can be purchased, it will be lower cost for sure, because that software package is not designed for just your company. They're designed for like general companies, including your company as well. So the price is cheaper because it's not just tailor-made for the company only. And it requires less time to implement because they have like, let's say 80 or 90% of the software already. The things that you have to do when you just like use this software in your company is to just customize it to match with the company. That requires less time to implement than writing or coding everything. Then for the software package, it's proven reliability and performance benchmark already by other customers. So they try to improve the quality of the software package as much as they can. And it requires less technical development staff because you don't need to develop by yourself. You just like buy the ready-made one and then let your people to understand how to just like install this software, how to customize software, something like that. And future upgrades provided by the vendor. So that means in the future, when you use the system for a while, the system needs to be upgraded. The things that you have to know is that when you need to have the system upgrade, normally once you buy the software, 100% of the software vendors, 100% of the software vendors, they ask you to sign the MA contract, MA contract, M/A contract. That is maintenance contract. What is maintenance contract? The maintenance contract is a contract that you sign to the software vendor that if there is a problem with the software, they will help fixing the problem for you immediately. For example, if you just like post some account and then the number is wrong and you don't know what's going on because you just like input the data by using a barcode scanner, you never type anything in, but it just retrieved the wrong item of product. Then the company, the software vendor company has to fix the problem for you straight away. And they may have guarantee that, okay, in 1 month, how many times they just come to on-site to fix the problem. They may say that, okay, they come to your company 3 times a month. Apart from that, if they come to your company over over than 3 times, they may charge you, let's say, 1,000 baht per visit, something like that. Or they may say that, okay, they can come to your company 3 times a month. And that one, apart from 3 times visit per month, they may do is that they may use TeamViewer to log in and then solve the problem for you. Or they may say that unlimited calls. If you have a problem, just call to their company. Okay, this is what we call MA contract. Normally for the MA contract or maintenance contract, it's year-to-year basis. It's a yearly basis. And the company, the software vendor company, normally they charge you around like 15 to 20% of the software cost that you spend. So what do I mean? Suppose we say that you purchase a software initially 1 million baht. 1 million baht. So that means they will charge you, the software vendor company will charge you 200,000 baht per year for the MA. Okay, let me just like write it down for you for the MA. This won't be long. Okay, this won't be long. So the MA contract, normally they charge you 20% of the software cost per year. Per year that you purchase. So that means you also have to think about as well that, okay, if they charge you 20% and the original or the initial cost of software is 1 million baht, that means once you sign the contract, you have to pay 200,000 baht per year, for this MA as well. So this is the standard. In the future, if you develop the software, you also charge the customer like this, 20% of the initial software cost. You just charge them. This one, what includes in the MA? The first one, they fix the problem for you, 24 hours a day. They may also include that the number of visits to your company per month if you have the problems. For example, if they say that, okay, they can visit you 3 times per month to solve the problem, but if this month you don't have any problems at all, they don't come to your office. But they may say that, okay, for phone calls, it's unlimited number of phone calls to fix the problem. And apart from that one, what else that is included? It's the upgrading as well. For example, when you use the software for 6 months and then they have upgrade, they will upgrade for you without additional cost, because you pay the MA cost for them already 200,000 baht per year. Future upgrade, normally for the software package, what is it? It's just like other kind of like software, like if you have Microsoft Office, then they just like have some updates, but some kind of thing for the for the software package that you use as the information system. Normally the upgrades is about security. It's about like the law related stuff. For example, if they say that, okay, the government said that, okay, they will change the VAT rate from 7% to 10%. So, and your system has to use this kind of VAT or value-added tax amount as well. So, in order to just like change the calculation formula by yourself, the software vendors have to upgrade this software and then just like they have to reinstall for us without disturbing the normal operation. So, for example, they may say that they will just like start upgrading after midnight. So they will shut down. They may shut down the system from midnight to 6 a.m. in the morning. and then they just like restart the server for us. So that means when the office starts in the morning time, we can work without any problem. And also for the software package, normally if you want to buy any software package for the information systems, the software vendor will always show you for the site reference, or for other customers of them. The things that we normally do is that you may just like make a phone call, to ask those companies, or if you just like have your friends who work with those companies, you just ask them that, okay, for the software that they use, how is that good? Are there any problems if I just like buy this software from this company? Because sometimes you have to know that the software package may be like provided by the same software might be provided by different companies. For example, if you want to buy Microsoft Office, you don't buy from Microsoft company straight away. You buy from their dealers. Same as other software, the large scale software as well. They have the the representative of the dealer. Then you also need to know the reputation of that dealers or that vendors as well, whether they're good or not, by just like having the input from other companies. So if you just like say that apart from software package, you may just like you may, after you install the software, the software package must be customized to match with the company's requirements. For example, if you say that, okay, this company use software package A that is from America. When you use this software package in America, different states use different value-added tax or different tax rates. But in Thailand, even we have many branches in Thailand, but all of us use the same tax rate, that is 7%. So you have to customize the software to acknowledge or to recognize this rule, and all of these branches must charge 7% for the VAT rate. So for customizing a software package, you can purchase basic package that vendor will customize to suit your needs. And also, you can negotiate directly with the software vendor to make enhancements to meet your needs by paying the changes. So that means, okay, they have the basic software, okay, for you, but it may be just like 80%. It may be 80% match with your needs. What about the rest 20%? You normally no one just like use it as the 80% like that. You need 20 extra % to match with your company needs. The things that you have to do is that you have to talk to that software vendors, or you may have to talk to the consulting firm that they work as a software vendors too, that I want the rest 20% for this software to just like be developed to match with my company's needs. So then you discuss with them. They'll just like tell you that, okay, if you want this, you want some modules in here, how much do you have to pay? If it's acceptable, okay, you buy it. You buy this software, and then you ask that software vendors to develop the rest part of the software to match with your needs. So apart from that one, some software, you can just like purchase the package, and then you do the modification by yourself. That means your IT people can make a modification by themselves. For example, if that software is based on Java, and inside they have database, your programmers can develop some Java programs to just like retrieve the data from the database straight away. So that is your own modification. That is okay. It's acceptable for some software that they say that, okay, for add-ons, you can do it by yourself. If this is permissible under the terms of software license, some software, they don't allow you to do the modification straight away by yourself. You need to use their representative to do. So you have to read about this kind of information carefully. Okay. So for the in-house software development options, when we talk about this kind of choice that we may do with the company. So in order to create users application, you may have user application. You have to think about user interface, help desk or information center, screen generators, report generators, and read-only properties. So these might be the components of software development option that you may have to think about. That okay, the user application match with what users need or not. How about user interface? Can you change or modify the thing to match with what the users need or not? For example, most of the software, most of the just like popular software around the world, they use English language as the basis, including a software like, for example, SAP or SAP. You may have heard about this kind of software that most of large-scale, medium to large-scale company use. The problem is that this software, they are basically in English. So when they are implemented in Thai companies, most of Thai companies, I mean the traditional Thai companies, they use Thai language as the standard language for their computer programs, including all the forms or documents, especially for the legal related documents, like the documents that you have to send to the taxation office. In Thailand, we have to use Thai language. So it means that these software must be customizable into Thai language. How can we do that? Okay, so you have to think about this choice. After that, when we talk about the software development options already, we talk about the role of the system analyst in terms of like when we talk about the aspect of the software obtaining, what does the system analyst do? These are their roles. When we select the hardware and software, not just software, but also hardware like servers or workstations for the users as well. Whether we need to use all the tablets or whether you have to use like PC. So the system analyst will be the one who is the expert in help choosing this kind of thing. So system analysts often work as evaluation and selection team. So that means you may just like find like many sources that okay, for accountants, they normally use and they should use desktop computers. Okay, should they use all-in-one or should they use just like a desktop PC and then just connect to a monitor instead, something like that. Okay, you have to help them check and then evaluate for them. So I'm sure that all of my CS students, if someone asks you to help choosing the computer, you can help them to do that because you know what they want to do, okay, for that kind of work. So that you can just like suggest them what is the specification of the hardware that you should use, something like that. Okay, the primary object of the evaluation and selection team is to what? Is to eliminate system alternatives that will not meet requirements. Sometimes you have 5 software in your hand and you have to choose which one is the best one. So how to choose which one is the best one? We normally don't choose from the price only, but we also have to check too. Apart from the price, that must not be like too expensive when compared with other choices. The requirements of the company must be matched with those software as well. If the requirements that you want to have doesn't match with those software, just eliminate them. Okay, because I mean like if you say that okay, it's just like 70% compatible to your requirement or to your users requirement. What about the rest 30%? Can you ask them or can you ask someone to have the add-on to the gap as much as they can, or you have to use those 70%? Nothing can be customized. If it's not customizable, you may have to just like eliminate that choice because it doesn't meet the requirement. So then you rank the system alternatives that are feasible นะครับ for example from 5 software นะครับ you may just like say that okay you will eliminate 2 software out because you cannot have an add-on for those software, and for these the rest 3 software you rank them as like rank number 1, number 2, number 3. Okay, and then you just like present this one to the executive นะครับ rank the system alternative that are feasible นะครับ present the viable alternative to management นะครับ you as a system analyst are not the one who make a decision นะครับ you just propose the alternative to the management. They will make a final decision นะครับ which one that they want to have or which one they don't want to have นะครับ okay. This is the role of system analyst when we have to choose the software development method นะครับ okay. I'll stop my lecture at this point นะครับ up to this point do you have any questions? Everyone seems to be quiet today นะครับ Are you still with me everyone? Okay, yes. Okay, nice to hear that นะครับ Asher, are you here today? Asher, where are you? Seems like Asher is gone. Okay, Pai, are you here? Pai, are you here? Pai. Oh, Asher is here. I see his name already. Okay. Right. Okay. Maylin, are you here? Maylin? Okay, everyone is here. Okay, that's good. Okay, before we finish the class today นะครับ please turn on your camera นะครับ everyone. Don't forget that you still have to just like prepare the data flow diagram นะครับ for your term project anyway. And if you have any questions นะครับ about your data flow diagram, just like show it to me. Okay, so that we can discuss. But I think for discussion of the data flow diagram, it cannot be a phone call anymore. So the things that I want you to do, if you have any problems with the data flow diagrams, you may have to just like show me over Zoom. Show me over Zoom. Napat, yeah, please turn on your camera. Philip, and Napat. Okay. Right, I think they are not here now. Maybe go to the restroom. Okay. Okay, ครับ everyone นะครับ so I just like finish the class at this point. On the next class, we are going to just like talk about the rest part of this development method นะครับ and then we do the case studies นะครับ because I mean like because today I haven't finished the case I haven't finished the lecture of this module yet, so that's why I think you may need to have like a bit ideas before you just like do the what to say the case study นะครับ actually the case study I upload on Canvas already นะครับ you may just like download to have a okay then everyone นะครับ I just like finish the class at this point นะครับ you have a nice day and we see each other again on next Tuesday. Okay, take care and stay safe everyone. Bye bye for now. Bye. See you on next Tuesday ครับ bye bye.